Hi, everybody. I know you've seen the video of me versing these two together. Uh, I'm just going to go ahead and read it just in case it skipped over it. The important verses. And God, it says so in the creation story of Genesis chapter 1, verse 12. And the earth brought forth grass, the herb that yields seed according to its kind, and the tree that yields fruit, whose seed is in itself according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. So the evening and the morning were the third day. Then God said, Let there be lights in the firmament of the heavens to divide the day from the night. That that's after the grass and everything. How can grass grow without light? How can anything grow without the sun? And then this doesn't have a weird creation story in it. If anything, it's going to want you to look towards science. If you want to know anything about the creation of the earth and everything like that, look towards science. They have plenty of answers. Uh, and from what I heard, scientists still aren't sure about anything, like because of how fast things change. Uh, Another thing that I've versed in these two about is this one advocates child molestation, and this one doesn't. And I'm going to show you. I'm pretty sure everybody heard of Sodom and Gomorrah. It was a town where there was a bunch of gay men, and they were wanting to get to know the angels, and Lot's wife was turned to a pillar of salt. Here's where it advocates for child molestations. Genesis chapter 19, verse 34. It happened on the next day that the firstborn said to the younger, Indeed, I lay with my father last night. Let us make him drink wine tonight also, and you go in and lie with him, that we may preserve the lineage of our father. Yep, and then it goes on to even say further in verse 35, Then they made their father drink wine that night also, and the younger arose and lay with him, and he did not know when she lay down or when she arose. This one has a chapter about satanic sex. It doesn't advocate for child molestation either. I mean, it doesn't advocate for child molestation. I have to find it real quick. Whoops. Yeah, satanic sex. Yeah, it does not advocate any child molestation, rape, or uh, basically not any. Everybody has to want to be involved. If there's one person that is not involved, then you are not supposed to. If they don't want to be involved, you're not supposed to involve them. They have a right to who they want to have sex with, and also you have to be sexually moral. You know, you can't just go say, "Oh, I like the way you look, so do you want to?" And then when she says no, the person keeps carrying on about it. That's not right either. Uh, get my coffee right quick. Coffee's always good. But anyways, also, the Satanic Bible only tells me to basically, if my enemies smite me on one cheek, I should smash him on the other. Be as a lion in his path. But nowhere does that say for me to be a shit disturber either, and go out and just cause misery for others, because that's not free will. And I'm pretty sure you guys heard me talk on free will Basically, it's not free will to Christianity, because if you don't believe in Jesus as your Lord and Savior, the only place for you to go when you die is hell. That's not free will. God should let you make your decision of where you want to be. That's free will. This book tells you basically don't be a shit disturber either, uh, because a shit disturber is a pest. He likes to ruin people's lives. Um, there's psychic vampires out there who do the same. They drain you of your vital energy. Uh, yeah, but uh, the Holy Bible says to go out and start shit with people, because he took the Israelites, led them around to these other tribes in the land of so-called milk and honey. They led them to these tribes and killed them. Yeah, all because they didn't believe in him. That they believed in other gods, the other tribes. The one I like most is Goliath. He came out and mocked the God, mocked Jehovah and David. Uh, yeah, he was a warrior until the end. Yeah, the David and Goliath story. Yeah, see, also the Bible talked about in Malachi chapter 4 about the ending of the world. Well, it said the capital SUN is going to come down and burn basically the wicked down to where they're ashes, and the righteous will get to walk on the ashes of the wicked with the soles of their feet. But in the Revelation story, where it said that Jesus is going to come back, and then every knee will bow and every tongue will confess. So which one is right there? Uh, you know, I bet I know also how the other tribes felt too, because I bet they were in the town making trade, and some were at home with their families. Some were probably out in the fields working, and then here come the Israelites saying, "Hey, there they are! Get 'em! The Lord is with us." So these other tribes are probably getting ready to fight, but wondering what the hell at the same time. And they have a right to feel that way. Uh, it also talks about in the Bible also how the Israelites, God would let them be taken captive. And those Israelites deserve to be taken captive. They're going to follow a God that talks about how, to murder every man, woman, and child of another tribe. Why the children? I've talked on that before. Then also in Exodus 21, it advocates for slaves, and you can beat your slaves as long as they don't die within a year. The Bible talks about love thy neighbor as thyself. You know, and that's God saying that, because Jesus is God and God is Jesus, and I'll prove that to you. If you open up to the book of John, and in chapter 1, verse 1, it says, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God." Then you go down to verse 14, and it says, "And then the Word became flesh and dwelt among us, and we beheld his glory, the glory of the only begotten, which is Jesus, of the Father, which is God, full of grace and truth." It says, see, there's a problem though, because I'm pretty sure a lot of you didn't, this went over your head. It talks about in the beginning, listen to me, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Now, don't lose me. Remember, the Word is God. And the Word became flesh, which means God became flesh, and dwelt among us, and we beheld his glory, the glory of the only begotten, which is now trying to say Jesus, of the Father, which is God, full of grace and truth. So God is Jesus. Jesus telling them lies, saying he is that there's only one that's good, and that's my Father up in heaven. No, it's him. If they get down to it, it is him. He's deceiving these people about who he really is. See, a lot of people, when they get into these things, religion, They really don't know what they're going for. They just get into it because, maybe I ought to look good amongst society, so I'll become a Christian. I'm going to tell you one thing. You don't have to have a good life. You don't have to be a Christian to have a good life. You just got to want to have a good life. And that's what this taught me, that I can change. I used to be a really bad alcoholic and meth head. When I was following this, trying to break alcohol and meth addiction, it just got worse. This right here, Satanic Bible, taught me that I have the power within myself to overcome these addictions, and I have. Yeah, it's been I told you on the video, it's been about a year and a couple of months, which it has. See, I lose track. I'm glad I'm getting to make this video again, because I lose track of my sobriety date because I'm not really trying to look back. When I make a video and I have to talk about something, that's one thing, but I don't want my mind to think, well, it can go back. So I just keep moving forward. That's the whole thing. You can talk about it, move forward. There's a way you talk about it. It's how you talk about it that makes it move forward, but not in any real danger of ever remembering your sobrieties, so you might become enticed somehow by your thinking, and you all of a sudden want your addiction again. Yeah, but yeah, this taught me. Have it with myself. This is the man right here. Yeah, that's Anton Xander LaVey. Thing I like about this book, you look at the front of it, it has his name on it. That's the author of this book. See this book? There's no author on there. They try to tell you God authorized it. I have proof that this guy was real. This God, I have no proof is real. Just because this tells me that he's real does not make me think that he's real. And you could try to say I'm running from God. No, there's nothing to run from. And let's call this God by his real name, Jehovah. Let's call him by his real name, Jehovah, right? Yahweh, or however you pronounce his name. Some say Elohim. How do you get Elohim out of Yahweh? I don't get that. Maybe it's Jewish. I don't know. But anyways, Elohim, it's not Elohim, I don't think is in here. I don't remember reading over it. And I studied this thing 5 times from Matthew to Malachi. And I mean studying it. If I read something that I didn't understand, I'd read it again. And some of this stuff, when you read it and you can't understand it, there's a reason why you can't understand it. The guy who really wrote this, whose name should be on the cover, is a human being. So he has to write something to trick somebody's mind that this God exists still, if this person starts to have doubts. Yeah, what human beings make, there will be mistakes in it. But one thing about this, though, I didn't really see any mistakes. Nah, what I seen was a mirror. And I'm looking at myself and wanting to know how it is that I'm going to be. And I'll tell you about my sobriety system, what I do. I get up. If I have to shave my head, I'll shave my head. Then I read. And I spend time with my wife. I have 2 dogs. I have a lot of things. And, I just find it hard to believe that a man having those so many things, he'll ever relapse. As long as you have stuff to do, there shouldn't be a problem. That's not what this says, though. This says to lean upon the Lord. He'll take care of all your problems. Why are you still having so many problems? It's not why are you still having problems to where a human has problems every day, but why are you having problems? Jesus said that he would do anything that you ask for as long as you follow his commandments. I mean, I was following his commandments back when I was a Christian cowboy. You might say, well, you were drinking and using meth. No, you don't understand. I became a Christian. That was one of the reasons, because I thought that there was Jehovah out there to heal me, or Jesus, or which Jesus is Jehovah. Uh, he wasn't healing me, and I was every day and night that I woke up and I went to bed, I prayed. And I had feelings in this prayer. Yeah, it's not like it was just, oh, please stop me from drinking and doing meth. No, I was almost crying. It was so bad. Because the last thing that you want to do, also, which I have had alcoholic deaths, and I had to go to the hospital for them to resuscitate me. The last thing you want is some substance taking you out of this world. Even though this Bible says to die is to gain, this one right here tells you that leaving life is like leaving a great party. And who wants to leave a great party? I only got one life. This is it. If there was a heaven or a hell, I'm pretty sure that this God and Satan would have already interacted. Why is it taking so long for the end of the world, according to the Bible's two ways of putting it? Who knows? It has two ways the world ends. It might get it right. It's two into the odds. And this one doesn't talk about the end of the world. It doesn't talk about God, Jehovah. It doesn't talk about, an actual devil. Uh, yeah, it doesn't talk about any of that. It just talks about this is it, guys. Be your own devil and God, if anything. Yeah, you want to see a God, man, you're the perfect place to start, because here's why. You really look at all the things you own, people you care about, things you've done. If you realize any of that, it took your motivation to get up. There was no God that got you up, just possessed you, and you all of a sudden started your body moving without you controlling it. No, you got up and controlled your body. You went out and did those things, or the people you care about, or things like that. And I've gotten over anger pretty good. Uh, when I get angry, back in the past, I would cuss out loud as loud and long as I could. Now I don't even do that anymore. I mean, I get mad. I might kind of, kind of tap my feet into the floor, or when something doesn't go right, or I'll be like, God damn it. But that's about it. I mean, yeah, and like I said, these two books, there's only one that's right. And guess what? This one is right. It's close. It's close to reality. Actually, it is reality. To break it down to you. This right here, fairy tales. Yeah. You can tell me I'm wrong. Heavenly indoctrinated. I'm lucky I escaped Christianity. How my parents indoctrinated me with that bullshit. Yeah. You know, and if you are trying to get out of religion, and you just don't know, guess what? You're saying the right thing. You just don't know. You don't know if God or Satan really exists. You have no idea. This, I can go to, there's actual books about it. There's actual books about it. Everything. Uh, yeah, and I can look up proof. I actually got a piece of proof of my religion. Yeah, it's in the Satanic Rituals, and It's uh, a ritual performed by the Yazidi. Sorry, I went blank there. It's a ritual performed by the Yazidi, the Al Jawah, and it's in a book of a study of history about a certain group that made this ritual. I mean, and yeah, I can look up proof about this. You can't ever look up any type of stuff like that about God or Jehovah. Yeah, let's call him Jehovah. I keep forgetting. Christians call him God, but you see, that's how I used to be indoctrinated too. And then when I went back for that 5 years, try to be one again, I'm used to saying God. So see, I have a little bit of an psychological abuse from it. Automatically, when people start talking about God, I automatically think Jehovah. And there you go. I mean, see, but I got out. And I know why a lot of people join. They don't want to be lonely. But that, sometimes you got to be lonely. I'm lonely, when I'm out on the street, walking down the sidewalk. Feel kind of lonely unless I'm with something like a person or a dog or something like that. Then I wouldn't feel lonely. But if I'm just by myself, kind of feels lonely. That's why I'm glad I got music. I can just turn on the music. Even though those people that are singing those songs aren't there, their music's there. So I can use that as, symbolic, to fill up what's empty. And so I don't really think about being lonely as I'm walking down the sidewalk. I sing music and while I'm listening to it. Yeah, I'm good at it too. Uh, I can sing for real long periods of time, yelling and everything, because I listen to heavy metal. But anyways, I mean, if you look at it though, this versus this, thing you'll know if you really listen to this video, you will know which one, if you wanted to follow religion, which one would you rather go to? The one that just says be the best thing you can be without forcing your will on people and stuff like that? Or this one, to where it was okay for forceful free will? That's what it really is. He calls it free will just to get your attention. Hey, come join me, even though you're not going to have it. He 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 he. Praise me, only me. There was a song when I was in church singing, "Forget about yourself and concentrate on Him and worship Him." Forget about myself? Why ain't I? Ain't God says? God says He created us in His image. Well, Jehovah. Uh, why do I got to forget about myself? I'm part of Him. You know, just this book with its threats too. I mean, you don't worship me, you go to hell. That's not free will. Give me a chance to go to oblivion, at least. I'd take that. Uh, a lot of Christians would probably tell you he better be careful asking about that because he might just get it. It's kind of funny how I haven't gotten it yet. I've been doing this for a while. You know, all the places people can come from. Don't do it by this. You don't have to do it by this either. I'm just sharing with you about my religious views against Jehovah's, this so called God's religious views. Yeah. But this is about as long as that last video. I probably put some new things in there, which I believe I did. Thanks for watching. Also, my Gmail address, if you want to email me, try to friend me on Facebook. It's R666 TRIPLE 666 at 8. Well, let's start over. R666 TRIPLE 666 18 at gmail.com. And then we'll try to figure out a way. I'll make a Facebook page. Well, that costs us more money. Let's see. Just we'll become friends. Any questions that you got, uh, let me know, and I'll try to help you with them. But if anything, what I've said today, that had to get you to thinking. Also, while you're at it, read Exodus 21. It likes slavery, and make sure you read the part where it says that you can beat your slaves as long as they don't die within a few days. First of all, they don't deserve to be slaves. Second of all, they're getting to be beaten for what? Oh, because they didn't want to do the work that's forced on them. See how this free will and the Bible don't mix? Yeah, free will is, hey, as long as everybody's okay after it's over. That means you don't force your will on anybody. But God doesn't care. Well, Jehovah. No, it's either you're going to do it his way or you're going to die. They could say he gave me the free will to do that. But, why did he? He knew I was going to take it. Why'd he make a mistake like humanity? Oh, well, because it's a mistake to him. Because it backfired in his face, all right. Yeah, it's not as holy as everybody thinks it is. But anyways, you guys have a nice day, and hail Satan, and hail yourselves.